Welcome to another episode of Marketing That Sells. Now, we're going to help you attract clients that pay, stay, and refer without spending a small fortune in advertising. That's the sole purpose of my business and this channel. Now, today's topic is going to be one you don't really hear about from any other business consultant or business coach. You don't really hear about habits when you talk about growing your business. But I can tell you that your habits are absolutely crushing your business. You can use that in one of two ways. You could be crushing it in your business because of your habits, or your poor habits could be crushing your business. Now, I'm going to start with a short story. We all know at this point in time, as I'm recording this video, it's 2024. We all know that cigarettes are bad for you. This isn't even debatable anymore. I mean, we all know that smoking is bad for you. It's a bad habit. Smoking causes lung cancer. That's science. They've proven that. Smoking will make your lungs turn black and like tar and ugly. That's proven. We've seen that. I mean, I smoked for 14 years before I quit. I know what kind of a habit it is. But again, it's a habit. It was a choice to start it and it was a choice to stop it, but it was a bad habit. Everybody knows that smoking is a bad habit. But people don't think much about their habits in so many other places. I mean, when you think about growing your business, people don't think about habits. Let's start with my habits. Well, if you have a bad habit of having poor marketing in your business will never grow. It's toxic. I mean, bad habits are legit toxic. Like bad habit of smoking is toxic to your health and quite frankly deadly, and it just stinks anyway. Well, having bad habits in your business is also toxic and deadly to your business. Here's what I mean. A lot of people really don't focus on how to grow their business. They're kind of in the habit of looking for the next shiny object that'll help them right here and now. I mean, when I started business some 20 years ago, we didn't have a tenth or maybe a hundredth of the shiny objects we have now. So the stuff I'm sharing with you isn't things I'm pulling out of, thin air. These are things I've lived and tried and true principles. But I mean, when people start to try to grow their business, they're looking at the newest fad, the newest thing, the newest social. I mean, the newest whatever that they can use, newest algorithm, whatever, to try to grow their business. And they're in a habit of doing that, and they kind of get in this cycle. They start to get in a groove and get a few sales and get some referrals, and then they kind of get in a habit of having lazy marketing because nobody told them differently. They get in a habit of doing the same thing over and over again, thinking this is just the way you do things. They get in a habit of going to those uh, basically Tuesday morning breakfast meetings at 7 o'clock and network with people when nothing really happens there. I mean, I'm not going to beat around a bush. I went to BNI, and here's my take on BNI. BNI is full of a bunch of unsuccessful people that hang out acting like they're successful because that's what people do when they're successful. They go to meetings, they network, they bump elbows with people. But in reality, look at all the networking that happens inside BNI. It's nothing more than a couple of realtors or mortgage brokers talking about the same transaction. They're going to tell you, oh, we've done, $1 million worth of business in the past 2 months. Well, you sell three houses, that's $1 million of business. And those three or four people involved in that transaction pass referrals and make it sound great. That's about it. Okay. And people get involved in that habit. It's a habitual thing. They're used to going to it every Tuesday morning because that's what you do. Well, if you did nothing else except for not do the same thing over and over again, well, then you'll have different results. How about changing your habits in your marketing? What does your marketing look like? Do you have a system for your marketing? Do you have a strategy for your marketing? Can you look at your calendar as I'm recording this? We're looking at June. Do you know what you're going to be promoting in, say, October? Do you know what you're going to be doing at the end of this year in November and December? Can you look in your calendar and actually predict how many clients you're going to have, come August and September? Usually the answer is no when I consult and coach with people about that. They kind of go from the seat of their pants and like, yeah, I do this advertising, I've done some Facebook ads, and I tried some Insta ads, and I've been on LinkedIn doing stuff, and I do the networking meetings, and I'm part of the chamber, and all, but there's no system there. We get it's habitual about us not even having systems. It's just considered normal to not really have a marketing system. But those of us that do have marketing systems, we can predict what the next month looks like. We can predict what the next quarter looks like. How? We're in the habit of creating solid marketing. We're in the habit of using systems on top of systems on top of systems. See, just like smoking's a bad habit, poor business practice and poor marketing is also a bad habit. I mean, people look at a person like Gary Vaynerchuk. Dude's awesome. I have his books. I follow him. He's great. But the average individual, if you start doing now what Gary Vee is doing now, you'll crash and burn. You will absolutely fail because we're not on the same playing field right now. He's got millions and millions of dollars to spend on his advertising. If you have that, great. If you're not there yet, then you need to put together a system to where it's just habitual. Every Monday this happens, every Tuesday this happens, every Wednesday this happens, and you're putting together a solid marketing system. Now, Gary Vee did that. He was at the right place at the right time, had the right work ethic. I mean, he did YouTube, for his family business at a time when YouTube was in its infancy stage. And then he started to work with socials at the times they were in their infancy stage. That's how he exploded. He saw that it was something cool, used it, got a lot of traction, and said, dang, this works, and kept doing it. Before you know it, he's a bajillionaire and has a huge company doing this for other people. I mean, he was at the right place at the right time, had the right work ethic. If you try to jump in to do what he's doing now, you'll crash and burn because he's on a whole different level. That's something that people are in a habit of doing as well. They'll look at Alex, Hermanzi and be like, oh, I want to do videos like him and I want to do ads like him. Well, guess what? He spends approximately $85,000 a month on organic marketing. Think about that for a second. Not even touching the Facebooks and the YouTubes, I mean, just simply organic marketing. He said the ROI is better on that than Facebook ads. I don't argue that. You have $85,000 a month. That's over $1 million a year that he's spending on his organic marketing. Are you in the level able to do that? If you're not, then why are you trying to follow his method of doing that? You're not going to get there, man. You need to back it up a 20 steps and be like, okay, where am I now? What system can I put in my place now to A, have consistent sales, have consistent referrals, have consistent closings, just have a consistent year. If you can have a consistent year of doing a fill in the blank, 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 50,000 a month, whatever it is for you. You want to have consistency in your business. You don't want to be happen chance. So that goes back to your habits. If you have poor habits in marketing, if you have poor habits in business, if you have poor habits in mindset, if you have poor habits with your financials, and if you have poor habits with your health, I mean, if you have poor personal habits, if you have poor family habits, you have poor spiritual habits, and this goes down the line, every one of those areas of life will affect your business. You can grow your business without ever touching the business per se by simply replacing bad habits with good habits. Again, this isn't something you hear from all the gurus out there, and I have all of them. I've had all the books. I love it. I love reading the books. I love following the courses, but so many of them, they're not talking about this. They're talking about, oh, you need to build a funnel. You're just one funnel away from being a bajillionaire, right? I don't buy that. It's crap. I mean, you need to do this new tactic. You need that new tactic. You need to do this. You need to do Instagram. You need to be on TikTok. You need to be on LinkedIn. You need to be on Facebook. You need to be on the YouTubes, everywhere. No, what you need is a consistent business model with a consistent strategy to bring in consistent sales and consistent leads. So therefore you can attract clients that pay, stay, and refer without spending a small fortune in advertising. I hope this video was helpful to somebody. A lot of times when I do these videos, heck, they're for me. It's almost like I'm talking to myself. I mean, the camera's right here. I can dang see myself. So a lot of stuff that I'm teaching is like, yep, I need to tighten that up too and make it happen. But the main thing is replace bad habits with good habits and your business will soar. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.